Good morning. Good morning. It's your man, Investing with Cam. It's been a while since I made a video or what have you, but I want to jump on here this morning and talk to you guys real quickly about AIPI, which is Rex Shares Equity Premium Income ETF. And this ETF is based upon and around the technology sector. So majority of this ETF's holdings are going to be, if not all of them, are based off of technology stocks. But why I'm on here and why I want to talk about this ETF, there's a couple of things in which, look at the price right now. $39.32 is the cost of this ETF right now. And don't get me wrong, it has gone down. As you can see, even today or after hours, it's gone down to $1.60, or it's gone down $1.60, I should say. And over, I would say year to date, starting in January, it's down $10.10. But we all know as well, as far as the whole market itself is down. I mean, the NASDAQ itself is down about 1,600 points year to date. So it's down about 10%, if I'm not mistaken, which is huge for the NASDAQ, which the NASDAQ tracks the technology sector for the most part. So everything else is down. I mean, all of the major stocks are down. NASDAQ, what's the other one? But anyhow, back to this ETF. I think right now, y'all, in which I could be wrong, so this is not financial advice, but I've seen this stock go down before, and then once the technology sector starts to go back up, this stock price goes back up along with it. And for it to be down $10 year to date means that it's been up to $49, almost $50 earlier this year. And so even at buying it at this price of $39.32 means that once it goes back up, you're going to get that price increase. But what also I want to talk to you guys about is this right here, which it has a distribution rate of 34.8%. Okay. And I'm going to scroll down, and what's cool about it too, I'm going to go into the number of holdings it has, which is 80 different stocks that it holds. But check this out. This is the distributions it's had so far this year. I think it's all this year. No, some of it goes back in the next or last year. I'm sorry. But this year, let's focus on this year. In January, it paid $1.45 roughly. And then in February, it paid $1.35. And then just recently, in March, it paid $1.28. So the distribution amount has gone down, but you can see here, just from last year in July, which was the first distribution that it had, this stock will be a year old in June of this year. So it hasn't been out a full year yet, but it's been pretty consistent for the most part, in which last month was the lowest distribution that it's had. But as well, like I said, we know what the market has been doing. The market has been going down as far as the whole market. And so once the market starts to go back up, and hopefully it happens, because we all know what's going on. I don't want to get into politics, but once it starts to go back up, then we could see the distribution amounts go back up as well. But even at $1.28, that's still a nice distribution amount, considering that this stock is only $39 per share. And so, you guys that watch my videos, comment and let me know if you think that AIPI is a buy right now. But personally, I think that it's a buy, and I wish that I had more money to be able to go out there and buy quite a few shares. But I'm going to try to buy at least a couple of shares, maybe once a week or every 2 weeks, and start building up my share amounts in AIPI. because like I say, I really believe that this is going to do well in the long term. And just recently, like I said, the stock price started to drop because of the market. But before then, the share price was pretty stable up until, like I said, the market started dropping. I was trying to look here and see if it would show us the holdings as well, because I want to show you what all of the holdings are in AIPI. But let's go back here, because I can show you some of the holdings that they have, in which on Robinhood it says they have 82 holdings. But the top 2 holdings of AIPI is NVIDIA, which we know what NVIDIA has done in the past. We have ARM Holdings. We have C3AI, which is an AI stock. I used to own that. It has AMD, Qualcomm, Palantir, which has gone up quite a bit in the past few months. I wish I would have bought into it. CrowdStrike Holdings, Intel, IBM, and Cisco. So if you see here, it has quality holdings, and there are several others as well that this company holds. But just these 10 stocks alone are quality stocks, and it has an expense ratio, which is 0.65%, meaning roughly for every $1,000 that you invest in AIPI, you're going to have to pay about $6.50 in fees, which is not bad if you ask me. When, if you invest $1,000 in the AIPI right now, that would get you, what's 1,000, maybe 20 shares at $1.28 per share as far as distribution. That'll be quite a bit more in distributions that you would receive, and be able to cover that expense ratio and some. So, like I say, I think it's a good buy right now. Some people may think differently. And like I say, in June, it'll be a year that this stock has been out. But hey, I just want to jump on here and talk about AIPI, and hopefully I'll be back on here soon, because, this stock will start going back up. And this is me thinking, hopefully thinking, or wishfully thinking, that things start to turn around. But I think it's a great investment right now, y'all, in which ETFs are becoming more and more popular, especially income ETFs. And don't get me wrong, the distribution amounts that you'll receive, majority of it will be like regular income. So it's just like having a 9 to 5 in a sense. So if you're making, let's say, $35,000 a year in distributions from AIPI, then you have to be prepared to pay, I would say, at least 20% in taxes. But at the same time, it's not like you're truly having to work hard to make that money. You just invest the money, let it sit and let it grow if you want to reinvest your dividends, or live off of the money if that's what you'd like to do. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments, and don't hesitate to like and subscribe. But again, this is your man Cam. I'll talk to y'all soon.